So you're thinking about moving to Central Oregon, but not Bend or Redmond or Sisters, maybe somewhere else. Well, how about Prineville? Today we're in Crook County. We're going to be touring the little town of Prineville, about 12,000 people here. If you look behind me, that's Prineville down there. We're up on top of the Ochoco Viewpoint State Park here, and it looks down to the city of Prineville. It's down there in a canyon. It's actually a caldera, but it's a fantastic little town, kind of off the beaten path, small town, but it's also known for some pretty cool things. So if this video sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this tour of Prineville, Oregon right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad of living in Bend, Redmond, and Prineville, Oregon, then subscribe to the channel. Tap that notification bell below so you can be the first to know about the current market here in Central Oregon. My name's Ryan and I've lived in Bend for over 30 years. My business partner Zach and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you, looking for help on making their smooth move to Bend or Redmond or somewhere else in Central Oregon, maybe Prineville today. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, set up a Zoom. We have a Calendly link in the banner of the homepage of our channel. Click that to schedule a Zoom call. We'd be happy to help you make that smooth move somewhere here in Central Oregon. So we're here in Prineville. It's Crook County. We're up on a cliff right now. I've actually never been up to this vantage point. It's pretty unique. But we have the town right down below us here. About 12,000 people live in the Prineville area here, and you have all kinds of things going on in Prineville. It's a small town, it's in Crook County, so it's off the beaten path. It doesn't get the notoriety that Bend or Redmond do, and that's for good reason. The people that live here in Prineville, they like the slower pace of lifestyle, and that's what Prineville really is all about. Although over the last few years, it's kind of been placed on the map a little bit. Facebook and Apple have both put in big billion-dollar data centers in the city limits of Prineville. And so now Prineville is somewhat on the map. Another interesting fact about Prineville is that Les Schwab Tires, if you look down there, those buildings right behind me, that's the headquarters, the original headquarters of Les Schwab Tire Centers. And those, if you're from the West, you know about Les Schwab Tire Centers. There's hundreds of those facilities scattered throughout the West. And this is where it all started, right here back in 1952. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna drive down the hill into the town of Prineville, give you guys a vlog style tour of what a little town in Crook County is all about. That is Prineville, Oregon. So let's get after it right now. So we just drove through downtown. We came down that little hill where we were perched up top where we did the introduction to the video. Now behind me is the Crook County Courthouse. City Hall is straight in front of me over here. And so we're right off the cusp of downtown. That's 3rd Street here. Prineville, like I said in the intro video, about 12,000 people. There's 25,000 people or so in the Crook County area in general. Homes, the median home price right now as of this recording is about $415,000. Last month we had roughly 16 homes that sold in the Prineville area, and they're typically on the market for about 50 days. They're a little bit slower paced here, so the real estate market has kind of slowed down a little bit in smaller towns in the Central Oregon area, Prineville included. But the town itself is just a fantastic little town off the beaten path, a little bit quieter, a little bit slower pace of life if that's something that you're interested in. So what we're going to do now is continue to tour the area. the commercial areas of Prineville, but we're also going to drive through some of the residential areas to give you a feel for what the homes look like. They range in price between, say, $200,000 all the way up to $1.2 million in the city of Prineville. And then there's ranch style, farm style properties outside the city limits that range up higher in price based off of how big the lots are. And there's hundreds of acre properties, right? So they're going to be in the millions of dollars. But Prineville itself, again, a great little town here, incorporated back in the early 1900s. It's one of the 4 or 5 cities in the Deschutes and Crook County areas that are actually incorporated. But again, a great area, 2,800 feet elevation here, so a little bit lower than Bend or Redmond, which sit at 3,600 feet and 3,000 feet respectively. So we're a little bit lower. We're in that caldera. We came down that hill on the way into town here. So a little bit more mild of a winter here, a little bit warmer of a summer here. We're in Crook County. Prineville Reservoir is a fantastic lake for the boat life. That's about 15 miles from here. It's a state park. That is a reservoir of the Crooked River, which is the primary river that goes through Crook County. It starts in eastern Oregon and works its way to the west and eventually flows into the Deschutes River. So that gives you guys a feel for a little bit about Prineville, some factoids there, but now let's continue driving around to give you guys a feel for what the town makeup is. Remember, it's a small town. There's one high school here, there's one middle school, a couple elementary schools. Les Schwab Tire Center, their headquarters were here. They have since moved to Bend, and then Facebook and Apple both have their big data centers here. So pretty interesting, just the collection of businesses. Big corporations have stations here, but then a bunch of small mom and pop style businesses, which give Prineville a lot of character. So let's continue moving into the car. We'll drive around, show you some neighborhoods, give you a better sense of what the town of Prineville is all about, because it is a popular area and it's more so on the map today than, say, 10 years ago. A lot of local people in Prineville don't like that, but hey, just like Bend, the area is growing. There's a lot of people moving to the Central Oregon area, and Prineville is no exception. So let's keep moving around to show you guys more of what Prineville is all about. So I made it to the north end of Prineville here. I'm in a subdivision called Stone Ridge Terrace here. This is Brookstone Street right now. We've got 2 listings actually. One is pending right behind me here. And as we continue moving forward, we will get to another listing that is active right now. This home that we're about to walk by is 1,800 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, currently listed for $489,000. It's a fantastic little neighborhood here. And on the other side, you're gonna have a great view of like an open area, great for walking, great for hiking, great for things like that of that nature. and you can get a feel for what a home like this in Prineville is going to look like right now, just under $500,000. We did drive by another home on the way in here. That one's at $424,000 right now. So that gives you a lay of the land. This is a newer subdivision here by Harding Builders, and the homes are newer, probably in the last 3 years or so, but it gives you a feel. Price ranges in between, say, $420,000 all the way up to just under $600,000 for a subdivision right here in the north end of Prineville. So that gives you guys an idea of what homes right now, new construction. We've driven by some of the older neighborhoods. We went by Crook County High School. We went by the fairgrounds. And Prineville is just a fantastic little town right now. And so there are new developments going on in and around the area, just like the one that we're in right now, Stone Ridge Terrace. But that gives you guys a sense for some of the construction going on in the area right now. We're going to continue moving forward. We'll stop at another couple places before we wrap the video up to give you guys a better sense of what's going on here in Prineville. Okay, so I'm at Meadow Lakes Golf Course now, here in Prineville, just right below the canyon. You can see way up there, there's the cliffs. That's the road that we took to get into Prineville, or get down to Prineville, I should say. But Meadow Lakes is actually known for being open year-round. Okay, and a lot of golf courses in the other parts of Central Oregon, Bend and Sun River, etc., they close in early November for the winter. They don't open up again until probably April, or even beyond that, depending on the weather and the elevation. But we're sitting down here at about 2,800 feet. Meadow Lakes Golf Course is a fantastic golf course, 18 holes, and it's a great value too, probably 45 to 55 bucks to play 18 holes. Sometimes you get a cart for that fee as well. And that's what's neat about being in Prineville. We're at 2,800 feet, a little bit lower elevation, so it's a little bit more of a mild climate. Now, Prineville in general is about 30 miles to the east of Bend, about 20 miles to the east of Redmond. We're about 20 miles or so to the Redmond Airport, the commercial airport in the area. And we're about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive to, say, Portland. We're about a 45-minute drive to Bend. We're about another 45 minutes beyond that to Mount Bachelor. So if you're living in Prineville, you like to ski, you like to get up to the mountains and stuff like that, you're probably looking at like an hour-and-a-half drive or so, just to give you guys a feel for where in proximity we are. To the east is going to be the Ochoco Mountains, another fantastic area, and beyond that, a little bit further east is going to be the Painted Hills, the road to John Day, and then the road to even further, deeper eastern Oregon. So we're going to continue on the tour. We'll wrap it up here, probably up by the data centers where Apple and Facebook are, just to give you guys a feel for what's going on from an infrastructure standpoint and a big business standpoint. So let's continue on and we'll wrap up the video. All right, well, I tried to go into those data centers there, the Apples and the Facebooks, but I was immediately greeted by a gatekeeper who told me to turn around right away. It's almost like Fort Knox over there. But anyway, you look back there behind me, that's where they are. There's millions of square feet, and those buildings actually employ hundreds of people, and it's Facebook and Apple. So pretty interesting, the fact that those two humongous tech companies have data storage centers right here in the city limits of Prineville. We're up above the cliff now. We're coming back towards Bend and Redmond now, but we're going to wrap the video up. So that hopefully gives you guys a feel for Prineville. A little bit of the layout there, about 12,000 people off the beaten path. There's some fantastic homes there. We just drove by Meadow Lakes. We saw some of the amazing homes that are right on the golf course there. Those are probably a little bit higher in price point, maybe up into the 7s, 8s, maybe even $900,000 price point, to give you guys a feel for what a slightly higher price point home is going to look like here in Prineville, Oregon. So that's going to wrap the video up today. I'm so glad you guys are still here watching. If you are, if you haven't liked the video yet, please do so. Subscribe to the channel yet. I'd say about 90% of our viewers have not yet subscribed to the channel. If you would do that, that would be an awesome favor that we would ask you guys to do, just for the sake of supporting our channel. But we're so glad that you're still here watching. When it's your time to reach out to us, please do so. If it's Prineville, call us, text us, email us. If it's Redmond, if it's Bend, somewhere else in Central Oregon, we want to be your service provider as it relates to your real estate needs. So again, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys on the next video. Thanks and have a great day.